very much, and thank you everybody. I'm really proud to stand up here this evening. I'm going to attempt to do pretty much the impossible this evening. I'm going to represent two much feared and often maligned groups in our society, that being firstly lawyers and secondly refugees. Quick show of hands though, who in this room wasn't born here in Australia? Keep those hands up for a moment. Whose parents weren't born in Australia? It's probably fair to say that we've got about half the room here showing that they themselves or their parents were not born here in this country. We're the second most multicultural nation on earth. We sit only behind Luxembourg. I'm not sure what else Luxembourg is famous for, but its multiculturalism is pretty high. And second with Sweden. So we're a nation proud of its immigration past. We're a nation built on the people who come here and make good. And we're a nation that at this moment in time, only 1 in 1,000 of our population is actually a refugee. Those 1 in 1,000 are who we are here tonight to talk to and about. And in fairness, they're horrible overachievers. They make us look terrible. They're captains of industry, they're senators, they're premiers, they're tech entrepreneurs, they're people who often come to this country and build incredible things. And their journeys are often incredibly difficult from a humanitarian perspective. Those who arrive in Australia, and clients of the Humanitarian Group who I represent, have often made journeys of great peril. They've escaped fear and persecution. They've taken their loved ones, they've taken their families, and they've made a commitment to seek safety. They've left their homelands. Along that journey, many are separated from their loved ones, from their wives, from their partners, from their husbands, and from their children. But they're here. They're here. They have made it to safety. They've made it to Australia. All carry mental trauma as a result of that journey. Many carry physical trauma. Last year, the Humanitarian Group opened its doors to over 1,500 approaches from those brave people who have made that commitment and made that journey. The Humanitarian Group seeks to empower those individuals by connecting them with what is rightly theirs, their human rights. And it's through connecting those individuals with their human rights that those individuals are able to start to make choices, to have the opportunity to rebuild. Regardless of the outcome, they're connected with what is rightfully theirs. Many of those individuals who present a great significant percentage detail torture and trauma as part of their journey. But here in Western Australia, a new challenge is faced by those individuals, and that is that of the system by which we support people who are here for the purpose of safety and need to apply for their formal protection. The forms involved in applying for protection, there is 102 detailed, often multiple questions within questions. It's a bureaucratic masterpiece, what we have designed in order to be able to have people go through that process. The applications for protection must be completed in full. They must be completed in English. They must be completed in detail. Any small errors made during that process can invalidate someone's application. Or worse, it can have their application refused, resulting in them potentially being sent back to the exact place they fled from to face the persecution. At the time when people are going through this process of applying for that application, the vast majority of those refugees and asylum seekers, those brave people, have no right to healthcare, they have no right to education, they have no meaningful opportunity for participation in our broader society. And from the great many that I've personally come into contact with, and many of which we've befriended, their sole objective is to assimilate and rebuild. But don't take my word for it. We'll play a little game. I'm going to invite Ali who is a volunteer law clerk with the Humanitarian Group. It's your turn now to apply for your visas. Ali's going to help you do that.
Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, the interview is going to be in another language, not in English. در این روزنامه مصاحبه ما شما میخوایم پرسان کنیم که دمزی پسنا 30 سال شما در هر جایی که زندگی کردن آدرسای خیر بلده از ما بیدین. سوال از ما سرش مدرک میشه؟ ما خیلی مهم است که شما این معلومات رو بلده از ما بیدین. اگر شما این معلومات رو از ما ندین بعد از او شده میتونه که امی درخواست شما رد شنه. یا ما تصمیم گرفتم از خاطر که شما سوالای از ما جواب شده نتونستین ما امی درخواست شما را رد کنیم و تصمیم بگیریم تا شما را بتونیم در مملکت شما پس رایی کنیم.
Thanks. Ali, I'm sorry, but I don't have funding for interpreters for my clients.
I just asked a simple question. Not a simple question, but I asked you to provide all the residential address for the last 30 years, including in Australia and outside Australia. Again, it is just one question. Just one question out of 102 questions. I told you that this is the only chance that you can provide and tell your story, and then it can affect if you don't tell us the full story and provide the correct information to us. I then told you that I have decided that I refuse your visa because you were not able to answer the questions and provide all the information. I told you that you will be detained and arrangements will be made and you will be deported back to your country. And then you may not be able to make any further applications for up to 10 years. This was just to demonstrate the complexity of the process and the adverse consequences. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Tom.
Thank you, Ali.
That's your time.
Oh!
6 minutes. Thank you.